should you use a wood burner pen on your wood carvings? Well, in this video, I am going to give you a tutorial as well as talk through some things as a wood carver that you should be aware of, so I hope you get a lot from this video. I'm going to tell you that a lot of things I'm going to share with you may be controversial for wood carvers because I have gotten some very constructive feedback before. So just let you know, this is my style and I hope that you pull something from it. So what I have here is a Viking axe that I wood carved and started wood burning. So to give you the proper look, let me show you what I have been doing. So if we switch to my other camera, you can see that I have carved this and I started wood burning. Now I'm not done and this looks kind of nasty right now, so I am going to have to clean this up. So to give you a little bit of a backdrop, what I've been doing, I've been using my 400XS rotary tool and I have been going through here and just carving everything out. Now I got this a little deep, and the reason I started wood burning this is because I needed it to pop. And here's what I mean by being controversial with other wood carvers. I would burn the edges of this, and I still have a little bit more to do because I want it to have that contrast and pop. Traditionally, most people will just stain this, let the stain soak, stain it again, and maybe hit this lightly with some sandpaper and let the stain fill in the shadows, because it's those shadows on this that is going to make it pop. Now I am putting what you call artificial shadow with a wood burner, and so while I still have a lot to do, it can look a little bit nasty. And if you look here again, well, you can kind of see it does, and I have to clean this up a lot. So the controversial part I am trying to communicate to you is that not a lot of people tend to like wood burners on wood carvings unless it's like an animalistic type of carving. While I normally enjoy carving and just putting on stain, my style sometimes calls for more. And here's what I want to show you. So if we go to this camera again, you can see that I have used my torch a little bit to kind of darken up the areas right here. Now the style that I am going for is rustic, and since I am going for a rustic style, I can get away with a lot more. Yes, it's going to be a high-end art piece, but I need that, I don't know, that just brash kind of art look, you know what I'm saying? So what I did here for the first part is that I used a torch. Let me get this turned on. Let's try that again. I ran out of butane for that, so we are going to use my benzomatic here. Let me lock this in place. And so if the camera can pick this up, I'm not sure if you're seeing the flame right there. So what I usually do is that I go through the top of the part of the letters like this and in the middle. Now I've already sanded this a little bit because you don't want to get too much flame, but the idea here is to just kind of flame everything, make it look rustic, and you can already see where I have been doing this. And so on this side right here, if the camera can pick this up, I'm just gonna lightly go through here, and over time it's going to bring out the details in the wood and it looks super good. But in conjunction with that, I've been talking about the wood burner. Let me show you. I have my wood burner on about 7 or 8, and you can see that it is glowing a little bit. Now if you look at the A here, you can see that part of it's burnt, but not all of it is. And because I carved the letters so deep, so going through here and adding a little scorch to the side will make wonders. You can already see that looks much better. Now look at the inside of the A right here. Now when I put stain on this, people will be able to tell what it is, but just adding this just a little bitty line right here, just making that definition come out, is going to work wonders. And look at that already. I'm not sure if the camera is picking this up, but I'm just going along the side with this small shading tip. Looky there. That looks so much better. Now if I went through this entire thing and really darken this up, it is going to make the letters just pop off of there. Now, depending on your style of carving, guys, this can look nasty. And this is where I get controversial at, because like people say, Matt, that looks nasty. Why are you doing that? Now, truth is, I can make this look a lot nicer, but I'm choosing not to because it's the style I am going for. So you can see right here all that smoke going up. And I'm just going to fill this in. I want you guys to see this after I am done. But I'm just keeping a steady hand and just lightly dragging this shading tip across. And by the way, you see how that tip is white? We have to use our little, I guess you would call this a sharpener or something, to pull that carbon off of there, because that carbon gets built up, it's the wood that's getting burned on there, and it doesn't get as hot. If we look right here, I want you to look at that A. You see how that A stands out? Apart from all of the other letters. I will have to make this more even because I am compensating for the camera, but you guys get the idea. If I were to go through here and wood burn the whole thing, in fact, let me do that. Already, you can see the difference on here. I mean, this is looking pretty good. Now, one thing I will tell you, you see how the smoke is coming up right here? When you're leaning over, it will get in your eye. So I actually recommend a little smoke extractor, which I do not have out right now. And I also recommend a pair of safety glasses. Glasses will help a little bit. It can still get up underneath, but it does hurt when it gets in your eyes. So just be aware of that when you're burning heavy like this. So guys, let me show you something. You see this L right here? On the bottom of this L, you can see that it's a little bit burnt, but here's what I want you guys to catch. I'm going to put the wood burning nib right on the top, keeping a consistent speed. I am going to drag it across. I'm making sure that that line that I am burning is consistent and smooth and isn't nasty. I need that to be consistent, if that's making sense. So I'm just going to go over there, and I may go over this a few more times just to smooth it out. And if you're just going real fast, moving all around, it's going to look nasty. You don't want to do that. So again, put the nib down, drag it across. You see how smooth that was? That's how you want to do this style. So you guys can see the carbon buildup where it is white on the nib. We're just going to take it through here and drag it and just kind of knock all that stuff off. I do this about every minute and a half. Guys, we are almost done. This is looking great. So if we go to the S right here, here is how I am moving my hand around. So let's put my camera up where you can see. Nice even burn right there. Now I am going to take my hand and just slightly trace around. Now we have to go back and overlap. You see where I stopped? And just go around like that. Now this isn't consistent because I can't see. I'm trying to show the camera. This does take some time, guys, but this is actually very therapeutic. See how that smoke's coming up? Don't get that in your eyes. I promise it hurts so bad. If you have been doing pyrography, you know what I mean. Okay guys, we are on the home stretch. I'm putting the final touches on here. Ideally, you would want a smoke extractor in here like I mentioned earlier, because this whole room is going to smell like smoke for the next 3 hours. But I like to smell of burnt wood, so anybody that comes over knows what I do and how the house usually smells. So, for comparison, let me show you the letters on this. This is the side that is just burnt with this. Let me show the camera down here. Now, let's flip. A lot better. See there? Like I said, this is a rustic style, but it makes the letters pop out quite a bit more. So I am pleased with the way this turned out. While this isn't perfect, it still gives me that rustic look that I am going for. Now, if we go down here to the main design, let me show you my mistake, because I believe in learning from mistakes. I'm going to turn the wood burner down just a little bit. You can see that I try to burn the inside of the design right here, so it looks a little nasty. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to go to the edge, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with my letters. I'm going to go through here and just smooth everything out. Remember guys, this is like a paintbrush. You don't want to go too slow, you don't want to go too fast. And you just want to go through here, and we're just adding those artificial shadows in and just kind of covering up that nasty part of the wood carving. So you can see right here, this area where it goes down. Now, if I didn't add the wood burner here, it would have been all right, but the style that I'm going for, like I said a billion times already, it will look good with this. So there's some thin spots right there. We're just gonna lightly just go over them. Obviously, I will be doing this off camera because this is going to take me probably about 45 minutes if I stay steady with this. So, you guys have probably noticed that I have these hearts carved out here. Now, I started to do this with my 400 XS but I needed more precision and I would have messed it up. So what I actually did, I put this in my laser engraver and etched that little part out. That way I can put the brass heart in here that I made with my laser engraver. Now here's what I'm telling you guys. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, Matt, you cheated, you have a laser engraver. While you cannot replace handmade art with, I would say, artificial art, it's just another tool to get the job done. I needed a brass piece right here. Now I couldn't take the time, I don't even have a saw to cut this open with, or the time to put a vinyl sticker on here and etch this. With a laser engraver, I was able to engrave and cut out the Celtic heart and put the exact dimension of the depth that I wanted on the wood and just engrave it out. Now I'm gonna put some glue on there when the time comes and put that in, but I have these in 4 places, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and my next step, which I'm not showing in this video, is to put some stain on here. I was going to put some leather dye like I did for this Klein Viking hammer, which I love that color. I just don't think it's going to go with the look that I'm wanting to get on this. But anyway, guys, that is how I use wood burning on my wood carvings. And again, let me echo this to you. This may not be your thing, but when you are using power tools to carve with, you're gonna get some messy stuff. Like you can see where I stippled around here, got a little bit messy, but that wood burner actually cleaned my mess up. So I challenge you guys, go out, get a wood burner if you don't already have one, and start experimenting yourself. Obviously the tools I'm working with here are pretty expensive. This 400XS is around, I would say, $400, I think, right now. I know a lot of people may say that's out of their budget. If you do art and you make money with it, you cannot beat it. I'll do a comparison video later, but it's a game changer. And the wood burner I am using is the Razor Tip. This is one of the many I have, the Razor Tip SE. I absolutely love them. They're from Canada. They are a great company. You can get cheaper wood burners on Amazon. And while I don't always advocate for that because they have some very predatory business practices, they steal designs and everything else. Same thing with Dremel and everything else. Everybody steals from them. With that being said, I understand if you have to save money, there are some good cheap options out there that you can get some fantastic results with. This is just the tools I use because I've been doing this over 10 years and I like for things to work. And the older I get, the more like my parents I'm getting, and I don't have time to jack around anymore. I want to get it done. And so anyway, guys, this is it. This is what I'm doing. I will post probably more videos of this. If you're not following me on Instagram, you can keep up with the projects that I'm doing on there where I do my micro content. My YouTube's more reserved for tutorials like this. I'm actually trying to do more like this where I'm talking live to the camera instead of this big polished video that takes me 40 hours to make. So anyway, I hope you guys like this. If you have any questions, post them below. And thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. And just thank you for all your support over the years with my transitions and my videos with the wood carving, wood burning, and laser engraving. I love it all, guys. I love it all. So thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll talk to you soon.